In this video, I'm doing a review of the Busy Lifestyle Planner by a brand. I'll be honest, I had never heard of it before I stumbled across this one. It's called Land's Boutique. So the only reason I found this planner is because I was looking for weekly layouts that are different. So I'm a bit sick of the vertical horizontal, seen it a million times. This one has a spread that I've seen people do for bullet journaling, but I'd never actually seen it printed on paper, like in a real planner, until I came across this one. So that's why I got this planner to have a look at that. And it also has quite an array of pages. It's got goal planning, the monthly, the weekly, there's review pages, lots of notes pages. There's just a lot of stuff in here, and it's just different to all the ones that I've seen before, so that's why I got a copy. It does have quite a chunky wire quill, as you can see, because it is a chunky planner. It's about 1 inch thick because of all those extra pages, so it's not a planner that I would take with me. It's one that I would leave on my desk at home. It is quite heavy. It's got the hardcover, so just keep that in mind. This is not a planner that I would recommend taking with you. Has the gold edges there to prevent wear and tear. No tabs, unfortunately. I know they can do hardcover with tabs and divider pages and everything on the inside, because I've seen other planners do that. This one is undated, so maybe that's why. Other thing, the cover is like this coral color, which I'm not a fan of. I think it just looks like a faded pink color to me, but anyway, to each their own. I couldn't find another color. It only seemed to come in this coral color. It has a little pocket thing on the front here. You could probably fit a few pages, but not too many, but that's probably for the best because this planner is already quite bulky anyway. The pages are bright white, as you can see, so that's definitely a major pro. Love bright white paper. So this planner has a mix of some pages that are really functional, which I really like, and some that are just not terribly functional and which I really hate, and unfortunately this is one of them. I don't really get it. Like the font size is different, the spacing between the lines is different to this one here. Then we've got a cursive font, then you've got this random image which looks like it was copied and pasted off Google, and it's not terribly great image quality, so I'm just not really a fan of this page. But at least it does have like a review page in there. We got into a vision board and then some lined writing space for your goals. Now the line spacing on this planner differs throughout. This one here, as you can see, is jumbo. If you've got big handwriting, this might be the right planner for you, because this is about, I reckon, 1.2 centimeters high, like in between each lines. I will double check that for you and include it in the blog post that will, getting tongue tied, that will go with the video. A few things, I feel like this wasn't terribly thoroughly checked, because you can see the line like steps in a little bit. Go like that. So just little things like that. It does have a bit of a homemade feel to the planner. Then we have in the goal setting pages, there's actually 6 goals here. There's a few more pages. I like that there's goal setting pages, but I much prefer when there's a lot more room to write. I think a quarter of the 2-page spread is just not enough, and only 4 action steps. I just feel like it's a bit squished. So good that they have it, but some more writing space I think is needed. Just a blank line notes page, some more notes, and then month at a glance. Now this is one of the pages I was talking about where it's functional, so I quite like this. You got top 3 important tasks, appointments and events, to-do list, notes, and then do more and do less. But this is where it gets to what I'm calling the homemade feel of this planner. We've got uppercase, then it switches to lowercase. This looks like a very basic font. It's not Comic Sans, but it's pretty basic. And then you've got this awkward gap here between the top and the text, which is just dead space. The line spacing changes. We've got this one here, which doesn't go to the edge of the box. Then you've got some like circles here, but this checklist is smaller than this list over here. So it's just like the whole thing's a little homemade, like no one really checked it. I think it's just, I don't know, it could be a good spread, but I just think the execution's a bit poor in this planner. I do love this script font that they've used, but again that differs. We've got a square box, and then it's like a rounded box, and then there's some with a shadow and some that's not. So it's just a bit all over the shop. We have a 2-page monthly calendar, which you can see straight away is undated, starts on a Sunday. Got this lined note sidebar, which has different line spacing again, and that also differs again to the top 3 goals for this month up the top, with this thing that I feel like they wanted to include because it's decorative, but it's not practical at all. You've now got all this dead space. The lines are too small to write on. It doesn't even fit the whole frame. And then like this text is sitting low, and it's cutting off the Y. It's just not terribly well made. But if we can get past that and get to the main reason that I got this planner, the weekly spread. Really, really love this layout. Really nice, something different. We've got vertical, but it's not like the full columns. You've still got all this space down the bottom here where you can do some lists, or they've put a gratitude thing in there and a meal planning and a next week, but you could easily make that into like a to-do list section. So like the weekly spread, execution again is a bit poor because the line spacing differs, but it's something different. Keep going. Some of the pages look like they're a little stuck together. Keep going. Again. After the weekly spreads, we have some notes pages, not lined, it's just open-ended blank paper. Then we've got one page of lined paper with this ginormous line spacing again, blank. And then more notes pages, so there is, I'll give it that, they do have a lot of notes pages and a lot more than I've seen in other planners, so that is definitely a pro. And then it goes into the next month. So there's no tabs, keep that in mind. You can add your own with some sticky notes, stick them here, you know, stick it off. It's got at the top as well. Some of those pages are sticking together. Back, oh, okay, that's stuck together quite a lot. So yeah, good idea with the weekly spread, but the execution and the quality and just checking it is lacking. We've got quite a lot of lined and unlined notes pages at the back here, and these other pages that I just wanted to show you. Even more lines. So if I just go like this, that's quite a big chunk of lined and unlined notes pages, a lot more than most planners would include. And the other thing I want to show is these contacts pages. So they're there if you want them. I personally would not use them, but they're there. I can tell that this person who made the planner loves this script font, and I like it too, but it doesn't really need to be on everything. I think this could have just been like a simple block font and keep that for the heading. But it's more nitpicky, personal preference. We keep going past all the contacts pages. We've got a dates to remember with some lined writing space for each month. Awkward, weird gap up the top here. I think they could have just moved that up a bit, given more space to plan. Line spacing again has changed. It's now smaller. And we're back to jumbo line spacing. And then at the very back here, they do have a double-sided year-end review page where you could do some review questions or jot down some notes. It's not a structured page, it's just open-ended. Some people like that, some people don't. I prefer to have a bit of structure, again, personal preference. And then you do get another little pocket folder glued directly to the back cover. Back cover has that same pink color as the front, and it does close. It's just that I'm awkwardly trying to do this with one hand, so of course it's not wanting to because I'm filming. Just up. So that was the Busy Lifestyle Planner. So would I buy this planner again? No. I like the weekly spread, but I would probably make that as a printable. I'll have a link down below if you want some tutorials for making those. So you could make the weekly layout and adopt some of the other ideas in this planner. But I just think the execution and like checking it and just the colors and formatting and everything in this planner, I think that could be improved. So I would take the ideas but make it your own into a printable or bullet journaling, your own layouts. If you found this video helpful, then please subscribe. I do usually do a few planner review videos each week, and if there is a planner that you would like me to do a review of, please include it in the comments down below.